On my way to Mohawk to drive Absolute Euphoria. Just got done watching War We Yuri and the horses race. So I guess let's start from the top. Let's start with what took place today. Not a whole lot went on today. I only went with one or two babies today just to make sure everything was okay. Everything's looking pretty good. Do have a couple of scratches tomorrow though. Don't talk about Bruno. Got a little cut in his back heel, and it's a little surface infection. He was quite sore on it this morning, but there's nothing there. I had the vet look at it. I mean, I was a little concerned for a little bit, and then she looked at him and said, no, he's fine. It's just a little surface infection. And then I remembered back to when his brother Crantini got a little rubbing in his armpits, and it looked like he had spina bifida for about 3 or 4 days. So the whole family's pain threshold is in question. But either way, we don't want to give Bruno a reason to make breaks. He's doing his job well right now. Very close to going to the schoolers at Mohawk. Why rock the boat? It's just, I know it's the open house. I know everybody wants to come see him, but why rock the boat? And I think we're doing the right thing by him. Mounds for All had a temperature yesterday. Now, it did not. 103 yesterday is pretty high. One shot of anti-inflammatory Butane, it brought it right down. And then it didn't come back, which is a good sign. It's some mucus today, but it's a real tough argument to make to me that he had a temperature 2 days ago, had some mucus in his nose today. Oh, and by the way, he'll be fine to train on Saturday. That'd be a little unfair to who many of you may not remember is Tactical Mounds' brother, and has been training quite well. Let's not do anything stupid and rash. He's definitely scratched. I actually toyed with the idea of bringing Alibaba up to Grand River. She arrived this afternoon, I believe, from Ohio. Her and AC Swan are here now. Reason being, got a full boat in Ohio. Those horses aren't going to be ready till the middle of the summer. We're actually short horses here in Ontario. Give them a chance to train down and finish off their schedule on a big track, because that's where they're going to race, is on a 7/8. So it'd be very... Of all the horses going there tomorrow, Alibaba would have a head start. Mounds for All would have too, because they had trained down most of their training on a half-mile track. But nevertheless, there's no need for it. She doesn't have to be ready until the end of July. And she's pretty near ready now, so there's no need for her to go to the open house tomorrow. Other than that, things are going along pretty well, I believe. Cash Deals, congratulations to everybody that owns Cash Deals. Winner of the City of London Trotting Filly Division. Looked very, very good doing it. Great job by Mario and Emily and everybody that has anything to do with the filly. Congratulations to you. A lot of patience. That was a filly that looked like she was gonna have this year last year, and then got injured, come back, and has been a breath of fresh air. Been a real good filly for us to start the 3-year-old season. I think same type of thing, prospect, maybe the odd grass route here or there. We should have a lot of fun with Cash Deals the rest of the summer, I believe. World for Two was next. I was kind of wondering what was going on. Just completely rolled them. And Tim, it didn't take long for Tim to tell me why. He said that he was hitting the bike. Now, that's a believable story, because he will hit the bike. By he, I mean World for Two. He's been known to hit the bike in the past, but quite frankly, this is the exact same bike he raced in last week. So I don't know what was going on there, but he is in the sale. I guess I'll finish my last little bit with him, because it'll tie into the rest of the sale theme of the end of this video. I'll come back to World for Two. But right now, I want to talk about War We Yuri. Thought he raced good. That was a good mile, 58 and a piece. A good horse that won the race. Little tentative in the turns. I think we knew that was going to happen. But War We Yuri continues to inch forward. Baby steps. Always keep that in your mind. Baby steps with War We Yuri. He's going to be a good horse for us this year, but I think his best racing will come as he gets, as I said earlier, 10 to 15 starts into him. If we can keep him sound right through to that 10 into 15 start range, I think you're going to start to see this horse really come around. I will wager on that. You can come back to this video and see if I'm wrong when he hits start number 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we'll get to World for Two. Hitting that bike, as I said, he's done that before. And when the horses strike that bike, obviously they get a little wound up, and Dave Plone just let him roll along. And he's got some speed. He can get away on you. And it's just a poor mile tonight, but I guess a reason for it. I don't want to get too negative on the horse. He is in the sale on Monday. Now, 3-2 tonight in the class. So obviously on his lines, he looked like a layover. You know, if you rate him and take that hitting the bike away, we can get a wider bike for him. Maybe put a couple of Gaten straps on either side. Take away that hitting the bike, you go 27-2, 56-4, 125-4. He's probably a winner in 54 in a piece. That's right in his wheelhouse, and I think he can do that. So I don't think much less of World for Two now than I did 24 hours ago or even 4 hours ago. But I am going to be watching the sale very closely. We're not going to give him away. The horse goes for $25,000 with his allowance. I would say he should bring somewhere between $21,000 and $25,000. If it's anything below that, I can't in good faith sell him, because on the odds alone, he fits in that class, and he fits that in the 25 class for a while. I just don't think tonight was a good outing for him. And he has been that feast or famine, sink or swim type horse in his past, where he's just viciously good or just disgustingly horrible, and there's very little in between, and we want to get him to the viciously good part. Tonight obviously was the disgustingly horrible part. So but nevertheless, you know, he does fit in that class. We just need to have him properly prepared for that class. So that was World for Two. Now, I did want to talk about the sales. You know, one of my partners, Larry, brought up a good point the other day. He said, Anthony, sometimes you put the horses on gate for a set price, and I know there's a set fee attributed to that price. You sell the horses, and that's that. When you put the horse in the auction, there's a set fee that's lower, but they take a percentage of what the horse sells for. A very, very good point, Larry. And then, again, you enter in preferred, and it's a different cost. So I guess I haven't been as clear with everybody. I haven't had any complaints. I think it's explainable. But Larry brings up a very good point. Depending on what auction house and auction platform we use and what way we go about selling them, there are different charges. They're not our charges. They're just passed on to our clients. We don't make any money on selling the horses on gate. I wouldn't do that. So when you see a horse, say I put a horse on the sale board on gate for $30,000. There's no auction, it's just a number, and somebody calls me, we work it out, we buy the horse. That's fine. I think the number's around $420 or something. Whereas, where if you're putting the horse on, the auction site, I think the cost is like $200 and some, but they take a percentage of what the final hammer price is. Right, so the other day, I believe the bill I got, and I don't really know how they work it out, I believe the bill I got was $200 to enter Era of Love, $215 or something, somewhere around there. And I think the cost, when it was all said and done, was $1,300 or $1,400. And you might say to yourself, well, my God, that's ridiculous. Yeah, the greedy part of us says that. But then there's another side of that coin and say, well, we were going to take 28 to 32, and we did get 36. So you subtract 14 from 36, we're still ahead. So there's two ways to look at that. And then with preferred, again, obviously there's that set amount to enter them and then that percentage afterwards. So a great job by Larry bringing that to my attention. Never dawned on me, but a very important thing. We want to make sure that everybody understands every nook and cranny of what we are doing. Now, come Monday, we do have 3 horses in the sale. We have Cunning Connie, who's racing on Sunday. Good luck to everybody with Cunning Connie. She is picked to win, I believe, or picked for second. So I'd love to see a great race out of her. Landing Strip, I had an email from Chip today, one of my partners on Landing Strip, and I didn't email out that we were selling them. You know, I apologize. Sometimes I just put the videos out. Hey, we're going to sell Landing Strip and Cunning Connie, and this is why I'm World for Two, and this is why these horses are in the sale. But I can't assume that everybody's just going to watch every video, right? So I apologize to Chip and any of my partners that maybe were blindsided when they saw Cunning Connie or Landing Strip or World for Two in the sale. I do choose the video format to bring my messages to everybody because it makes it easier for me, right? But at the same token, I apologize you didn't get that email update on him being in the sale and why he was in the sale. Nothing wrong with the horse. I just don't. I think he's reached where we're going to get him right now. I think he's going to make a nice 4-year-old. I just don't know if he's going to make a nice enough 4-year-old for us to hang on to him, forego selling him right now for what I believe he's worth, to hold on to him for later. That's really what it comes down to in my mind. It's just the math of the whole situation. And again, we can take Landing Strip to Northfield Park, put him in the condition claimer where we have Mo Power Baby in for a price, and everything's fine. But if they're going to pay us more for him than that scenario, which they should, then we'll sell him. And if not, then we'll retain him. And that's pretty much where I sit on Landing Strip. So with those horses in the sale, with everything going on tonight, I'm on my way over. I got to sign in 8 minutes ago for Absolute Euphoria. And then we obviously try and get this horse race, this poor JK Victory. I think it's like 3 times the races have been canceled on him now. Hopefully we can get him raced tonight and have a good result. Obviously tomorrow is the open house. I told you just 2 scratches. I don't foresee any more. 2 little scratches for tomorrow. We're going to be up going. No Louis Philippois, and I don't think that Daryl Thiessen can make it because he works for Louis Philippois. Works with him. I don't know. So I don't think he can make it. But between Mario, Amy, and I, Johnny, and Jonathan Jury, and Johnny McKinnon, we'll be just fine. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great Friday night. I'm actually having a pretty decent day. A little low-key day today. Probably what I needed. Needed just a day, just to sit home and watch TV for a minute, get a drink, and head down to the track. So with that, I'll let you go. Take care. I hope you have a great weekend. Of course, I'm going to talk to you about the open house tomorrow and everything going on next week. A lot going on next week on both sides of the border. Take care.